Together. Let's hear your voices.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Really appreciate you all coming out tonight to be together in prayer, in heart, and soul. I'm Rabbi Kavod Weider, and together with Mikey Pauker, our band leader, our cantorial soloist, and Evan Wool on drums, Marcy Howard and Lexi James vocals, and Steve Velez on cello. We're gonna be your guides for this evening's experience. And I say that very specifically, that this is an experience, not a spectator sport, but something to open to and give ourselves to. Just a couple of logistics. First of all, if you're new to Temple Bethel, welcome. We're really glad you're here. If at any point you need to use a restroom, you head out the door and go all the way down the hall to the right, and then another right, and you'll be at the restrooms, and then there's also a drinking fountain on the way. Also notice where the exits are in case there was an emergency. This exit right out here goes out into our back area, and then the parking lot back out to the street. And then over here, if you go straight down the hall here, there's an emergency exit right out there. And of course, the front where you came in. So you can just think about where you might go if you needed to make a quick break for it. And please make sure that your cell phones are silenced and to keep them away during our service so that we can really keep our attention in our prayer this evening. This kind of service, for those of you who are new to Soul Spark Shabbat service, is unique. As you notice, there's no prayer book. There's one sheet of paper that you've got double-sided that have each one of the prayer experiences that we're doing has just one line from the liturgy. And the intention with that is to not have to spend so much time reading and looking in, but instead to spend time paying attention to what's inside and what's around you. We'll do a lot of chants repetitively. And the repetitiveness is a way to let our minds start to settle and tap into a little bit of a deeper place and a deeper experience. So it may be new for some of you to sing one thing over and over and over again, but I encourage you, try it out, give yourself to it, let your mind kind of check out and go to the feeling that's there. The other thing is that there will be moments of silence and meditation. And the silence, when the prophet Ezekiel heard God's voice, he heard it as a still small voice. And some people translate it as almost like speaking silence. That there's something about the quiet that is also an expression of presence. And so when there's times for quiet, I want to really invite you to give yourselves to it. It's not a time when nothing's happening, and definitely do not chat with somebody next to you because it will disrupt what we're trying to create here. If you do need, for whatever reason, to talk or deal with something, feel free to go outside. Okay, now that the logistics are out of the way. We call this Soul Spark Shabbat based on a mystical myth in our Kabbalistic tradition that Rabbi Isaac Luria, who was one of the great rabbis in northern Israel in Sfat in the 16th century, he tried to describe creation in the following way. He said, at the beginning, or even before the beginning, all there was God in everything. There was no world, there was no finiteness. All there was infinite presence and oneness. And for some reason, some people say maybe it was because God in God's infiniteness was lonely, but for some reason God decided, I want to be in a relationship. And the only way that God could be in relationship was to have some kind of experience of where God is not. So God withdrew God's presence to create an empty space, a place where God wasn't. Pulled back. And in that empty space, finiteness, the world could be born. Right? If God is infinite, there's no place for finiteness. So God brings it back, and all of a sudden, finiteness and the world as we know it. Maybe you want to think about that as the Big Bang, that suddenly is this ever-expanding multitude of plurality that just moves out, but the world is created in its multiplicity. And then God wants to have a relationship with that. So God infuses God's presence into that multiplicity, into that finiteness. And what happens when infiniteness pours into finiteness? Well, there's a shattering, because what is limited cannot hold what's infinite. And so suddenly we have a world that is broken. We have a world that is filled with multiplicity, and human consciousness specifically feels separate, disconnected. And at the same time, though, since God infused God's presence into this finiteness, there is sparks of light, sparks of presence, sparks of divine in everything, in you, in me, in all of it. It's the soul spark. And so part of what Rabbi Luria taught the Ari is that what our job is in the world is to release those sparks, to be present to those sparks. In fact, that's the original definition of tikkun olam. Tikkun olam, repairing the world, comes out of, the repair comes from being able to recognize the godliness in each thing, in each person. So that's what we're about this evening, is how to open to that spark in ourselves and in each other. And to do that, we'll start with being able to bring in Shabbat and bring it in with light. And so it's our pleasure to call up the Cohen family in honor of Dylan Cohen's bar mitzvah this weekend to lead us in the lighting of candles. So come on up, mishpacha. Yeah. Well, not the whole family, but, your immediate family. There's only so much room up here. You might shatter the vessels with all your light. You want to go for it? Please stand as we welcome in Shabbat. Hold on. Oh, wait till you light. Okay, great. Then put it out. Let's wave that light in. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Nice job. So we're going to continue with the light that's right here. For thousands of years, we Jews have been gazing at candles as a way to move into a deeper place. So I want to invite you to fix your eyes on the flame. You can choose to gaze at both of the flames at once, or you can just pick one. And just really, really pay attention to its vibrancy, to the energy that's in the flame. Feel how bright it is. Notice how it's not electric light, it's not artificial in that sense, but is this mystery of flame. And notice your own paying attention. So as you look at the flame, notice yourself watching and paying attention to the flame. Notice how your very act of paying attention has a quality of energy to it. That there's energy in your very own awareness. What is this mystery of being awake and present? Who is watching the flame? When we ask that question, a lot of the times we think of ourselves, oh, I'm watching the flame. And I have all these ideas about who I am that's watching this flame. But if you were to let go of all the ideas you have about you watching the flame, and instead just feel the quality of your attention, your presence, consider that the energy that's present in your very attention with the flame is also a flame of sorts. And that there's energy that's in everybody else's presence here in this room and in the space between all of us. There's awareness and presence. As we move into the rest of our prayers and music, I invite you to stay aware and tapped into who's watching, who's singing, who's being here right now. And celebrate your own light and your own energy. Hod v'hadar, splendor and beauty is your presence.
Hod v'hadar levavna Oz v'tiferet b'mikdosho 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 Hod v'hadar Hod v'hadar levavna Oz v'tiferet b'mikdosho Hod v'hadar levavna Oz v'tiferet So we're going to start to raise the sparks a little bit, or a lot. When you feel the sparks starting to raise in this song, I invite you to sing maybe a little bit more devotional. And I invite you to, maybe if you want, you can move. You can start one. Rabbi Kiva, he would pray, and he would start right here where I am, and then he'd end up right there where you're sitting. And then he'd end up all the way in the sanctuary. And then people would say, how did he do that? Because he was dancing. Did you know dancing is one of the most ancient forms of devotion? So I invite you to explore the prayer with your feet, just like how Ellen does with her choreography. So may we all dance if you feel like it. Keep singing with us.
So keep that energy real deep inside. A lot of the times when we raise, it's hard to hold on to it. So bring it in. I even invite you to close your eyes. Just feel the vibrating in your body. If you were moving a bit, become aware of your breath. Just open to that energy that flows throughout our bodies, connecting us. For some of us, we feel like life can be a little surreal right now, just with all the craziness and pain in the world. And a lot of us are kind of asked the question, what can I do? How can I contribute in some way to alleviate pain or suffering? There's a line from the Psalms, from Psalm 89, the world is built from love. And the sense of this is that the very creation, everything we have, we see around us, everything that we are, is an expression of the Creator's loving, ongoing act of creation. The world is built on love. But there's another interpretation that it's not that the world is built on love, but we build the world from love. That the very reality of the world that we want to see is dependent on each and every one of us to bring love into our interactions and our relationships and everywhere we go. To be a little gentler, a little more open, a little kinder. To be able to be gentle with ourselves and be vulnerable and open and willing to feel our pain instead of projecting it back on someone else. There's an idea that in this creation that we're a part of, the reality is there is no separation. What we do here can affect things on the other side of the planet. And so the invitation is, how can we, each one of us, bring a little more love, a little more kindness into our world and our lives, and to trust that it matters, that it makes a difference. Even if we can't see it, it makes a difference. So as we chant these 4 lines, ahava, love, rachamim, compassion, chesed, kindness, and shalom, wholeness. Just 4 words. I invite you to have each one of those words that you sing and chant be a commitment, an expression of a commitment to bring that into your life more this coming week. Every time you sing ahava, it's a commitment to bring more love to yourself and to the people around you. Every time you say the word rachamim and sing that, commitment to bring more compassion, chesed, kindness to those around, and shalom, wholeness, peace.
Shalom, Rachamim, Chesed, Shalom, Ahava, Rachamim, Chesed, Shalom, Ahava, Rachamim, Chesed, Shalom. Sing with us. Ahava, Rachamim, Chesed, Shalom, Ahava, Rachamim, Chesed, Shalom, In our Torah portion, Parshat Toldot, this weekend, we have a scene of Isaac sending his servants to dig wells because his father Abraham dug wells of ever-flowing water. And when Abraham died, they were stopped up. And so Isaac wanted to dig these wells of water. So he sent his servants to dig them in the Nahal, in the valley. And the spiritual master, Rabbi Menachem Nachum of Chernobyl, 19th century, in his commentary on the Torah portion called Me'or Einayim, or Light of the Eyes, he says that what Abraham was doing when he was digging wells and what Isaac is doing was really about digging, opening up the channel for God's
presence to flow into his life, into our lives. That after Abraham was gone, that people in human consciousness, people weren't in touch with the presence and the ever-flowing life, and so Isaac had to become that channel and redig those wells. That water is symbolic for Torah, for divine flow. And the problem that Rabbi Nachman teaches is that our vessels are broken, that we can't hold the water. And so much of what our work is also is how to be able to create a container to let God's presence in. What are the choices that each one of us needs to make in our lives? Moment by moment, small and large, that allows awareness of the incredible majesty of creation to flood into our awareness. Whether it's appreciating the sunset the sun on our face, the natural beauty of the world, whether it's seeing the light and beauty in each other. And that the key to letting that light in, that flow, that divine water in, that well of water into us, is to approach every situation with the awareness that God's presence is here, waiting to be revealed. In my conversation with another person, God's presence is here, waiting to be revealed. In my work, even in the most mundane tasks, or in my home, God's presence is here, waiting to be revealed. That word for valley, digging the well in the valley, Nahal, is said to be an acronym for a verse from Psalms, Nafshi chikta ladonai, my soul waits for you. That's where we have to dig, to the place in us that wants to see and experience connection and presence and is looking for it. So in a moment, we're going to move into the Shema, to opening to the Shema prayer, that opening, that expression of the one presence that fills this moment, inside me, around me, everywhere. Can I listen deeply to hear it, feel it, know it?
I'm going to try something different that we didn't even rehearse, because I'm feeling the energy tonight that we all want to sing. So I invite you, we're going to chant the Shema one breath per word. We're going to take a big breath in. We're going to say, Shema Yisrael. We'll hold it as long as we can. So this is a breath meditation. And I want to invite you to sing tonight like you've never sang before. And as you close your eyes and sing, listen to all the beautiful voices around you. Listen to all the beings that you can't even see. Listen to your ancestors. Listen to the children and the generations to come who are not even here yet. I invite you. Take a big breath in. Let it go. Big breath in. Shema.
open to the possibility that the same presence, the same experience of your breath, of the sounds around you, of the sensations in your body, that everything is filled with that divine presence. That one presence revealing itself in a multiplicity of experience. You could say that there are two dimensions of who we are as a human being. There's the part of us that knows our connection. That feels the presence. And the part that is quiet, that notices. And then there's the part of us that is the doer. The part of us that gets involved in the drama. And the part of us that holds tightly to our identity. Where words from others can lift us up or drop us down. In our tradition, the two twin brothers that come out of the womb, Jacob and Esau, are these two parts of who we are. Esau is the doer, the hunter, the one who makes stuff happen, who's involved in the drama, who is invested in his own needs. And Jacob, Yaakov, symbolizes the one that knows the connection. The one that is present to the presence. The one who sees the bigger picture. And when the two boys were born, Esau came out first with Jacob holding onto his heel, which is a paradigm for how each one of us wants to live. We want to have our actions and our being and the way that we participate in the drama of human life be connected to that larger vision, to that sense of presence, to that connection. Jacob holding on to Esau. Because Esau, without Jacob, is destruction. And Jacob, without Esau, cannot build civilizations. So as we get to tap in and enjoy Shabbat and this moment of respite from the drama, and feel our connection and commitment to letting our Esau nature flow from our Jacob. To let connection be what drives who we are. we lead with our heart, with our pure heart.
Create a pure heart in me, Great Spirit. Create a pure heart in me. Create a pure heart in me, Great Spirit. Create a pure heart in me, and renew a true soul within me, and renew a true soul within, and renew a true soul within me, and renew a true soul within.
Create a pure heart in me, Great Spirit. Create a pure heart in me. Create a pure heart in me, Great Spirit. Create a pure heart in me, and renew a true soul within me, and renew a true soul within, and renew a true soul within me, and renew a true soul within.
Create a pure heart in me, Great Spirit. Create a pure heart in me. Create a pure heart in me, Great Spirit. Create a pure heart in me, and renew a true soul within me, and renew a true soul within, and renew a true soul within me, and renew a true soul within.
And renew a true soul within.
We conclude every prayer service with a look to the future. When we sing Aleinu, we're speaking about what our obligation is. It is upon us to praise the Master of the world. It is upon us to be an instrument of tikkun olam b'malchut Shaddai, to be able to lift up those sparks. And so the way that we do that is through remembering Ein Od. Ein Od. There is nothing other than the presence. There is nothing other than this presence that connects us and binds us. There is nothing other than God. To remind us of that in every little thing that we do. Ein Od. So this version of Aleinu will feature those two lines to be sung over and over again. And I just want to invite you to sing that with us, as Mikey will then say some of the words of the Aleinu over Ein Od.
Samachokinu kachem V'goralenu kechol hamona No Eino
Family were mourning the loss of the falling people. If I say the name of your loved one, please stand in honor of your connection with them as we say Mourner's Kaddish together. We're in the Shloshim period for Libby Zweig, the mother of our member Carrie Bullion, Seth Penzel, husband of Pia and father of Talia, and David Jacob Gerlitsky, stepson of our member Barbara Reinhold Gerlitsky. We also continue to remember parents who died this past year: Martin Cole, Miriam Wellickson. And this week we observe the following yahrzeits. These names reflect the current week from last Sunday to this Shabbat. If it's your custom to observe the week going forward, please say the name of your loved one when we go around the room. Michael Blanc, Rita Karp, Ruth Ettinger, Rochelle Feynman, Herbert Goldman, Shirley Hanman, Shanaz Helfer, Jose Bear Inez, Lillian Lasher, Murray Levine, Miriam Manko, Joanne Margolis, Ann Miller, George Polak, Joel Rausch, Richard Robichek, Armin Sadoff, Herman Sals, Ginny Schechter-Weisberg, Harry Spiegel, Sidney Sternberg, Francis Tomovich, Mrs. Eleanor Weintraub, Bert Wolkin, and Lorraine Weiler. Also, all of those who have perished in this Israel-Hamas war. Anybody else that we're saying Kaddish for, please stand and say the name. And if I mispronounce the name of your loved one, my apologies. Please make sure to let me know afterwards, so when I say the names tomorrow, I can pronounce it correctly. And for those of you who are online, also, you're with us, and as we say Mourner's Kaddish together. It's on the back side of your sheet if you need the words. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah v'alma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'zman kari v'imru amei Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'omei omaya Yitbarak v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudishah b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush v'chata v'nechamata damiran b'alma v'imru amen Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen Oseh shalom b'mroma, huya aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for blessing. You may either sit or continue standing for our closing song, if you want to move around a little bit. And of course, this is a prayer for peace, something that we all desperately need. And LB, do you mind getting me a prayer book from the cabinet behind you?
Ojavo shalom aleinu, Ojavo shalom aleinu, Ojavo shalom aleinu, ve'akula. Ojavo shalom aleinu, Ojavo shalom aleinu,
Ojavo shalom aleinu ve'akula.
Salam
Aleinu ve'akol haolam. Salam, shalom. Salam. Aleinu ve'akol haolam. Salam, shalom.
Let's see you sing it.
Ojavo shalom aleinu. Ojavo shalom aleinu. Ojavo shalom aleinu ve'akula.
Ojavo shalom
aleinu.
Ojavo shalom
aleinu. Ojavo shalom aleinu ve'akula. Salam aleinu ve'akol haolam. Salam, shalom. Salam aleinu ve'akol haolam. Salam, shalom.
Salam.
Salam aleinu ve'akol haolam. Salam, shalom. Salam aleinu ve'akol haolam. Salam, shalom.
So, big thank you to our Cantoro soloist, Mikey Pauker, for beautiful, beautiful music, and Evan Wool on the drums, Dylan for a little bit at the end there, Marcy and Lexi, James, and Steve Velez, and our musicians. This is what makes our Soul Spark so soulful. Also, Mazel Tov to Dylan and to the entire Cohen family for on honor of your bar mitzvah tomorrow. Torah study is available via Zoom on Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. But tomorrow morning, we invite you to join us for a very special musical Jerusalem Shabbat. A little bit more of a traditional service, but with musicians. Mikey Pauker will be joining. Dylan will be chanting Torah, drumming, and leading prayers, and it's going to be amazing, sharing some of his Torah with us. And there's a big Kiddush lunch afterwards, too, so please enjoy. Thanks to the Cohen family. Registration is open for our meditation retreat in January 5th through 7th, so you can go to our website for details. Now's the time to sign up to take a part in our annual popular all-women-led Kol Isha Shabbat service, or KISS as we know it. This way you'll have time to prepare. And Hanukkah is coming. We've got a lot of wonderful stuff happening for Hanukkah. One piece to mark your calendars for is latke, babka, and vodka. on December 12th. And that is an annual event benefiting our women's retreat. A lot of fun. The second part of our Israel Matters program, Understanding the Israel-Hamas War. We had our first session, which was on Tuesday, November 14th. It was excellent, Rabbi Daniel Levine. If you're wanting to try to make sense of the craziness of a lot of the narratives that are out and where they come from, come on Tuesday, November 28th to learn and understand more, Tuesday night. And please remember that our offices are closed on Thursday and Friday in observance of the Thanksgiving holiday. At this point, it's my pleasure to invite up Dylan and, again, the Cohen family to lead us in Kiddush as we sanctify Shabbat. So I want to invite everybody to stand. So you've got this. Okay, well, it's here if you want, and it starts right there. Oh, hold on. No, this is Festival Evenings. I'm gonna get you in the wrong place here. Hold on.
I think it's
There it is. Yeah. Okay. And just before Dylan starts, sorry, they're also right outside there. There's also Kiddush and Challah. So as we do the blessing up here, if you would like to partake on your way out, you can help yourself. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pori hagafen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam
asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila למקרא קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת, מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך, באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. Drink it, yeah, good. Yes, good. The whole thing, just a sip. You can just do a sip. Go ahead. Just drink a little bit. Just need a. That look was precious. So before Dylan leads us in Hamotzi, one tradition that we have that's wonderful at Temple Bethel is to share a little bit of Shabbat with those who can't make it because of illness or just going through a rough time or mourning a loss. So there are 2 halot here. Yeah, exactly. If you would bring that over to Miles. And this one right here goes to Mission Viejo. There's an address, phone number in the back there to Mission Viejo. Thank you. Wonderful. Okay. All right, so let's uncover that challah there and hold up the 2. You don't need, I'll hold this, you hold that. Just pick them up. There you go.
Is it on? Oh, yes, it is.
Put your hand.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Shabbat shalom. Enjoy.